Hello and welcome back to another episode of Hidden Video Game Details, the series where we take a look at some of the cooler things that you may have missed when playing your favourite games, with the only rule being they cannot have been featured on my channel before. In today's video, we find out what the thugs of Gotham actually think of Batman in Batman Arkham Knight, we try to keep control of our gun in Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War, and we pay extra special attention to Max's perspiration levels in Max Payne 3. As always, if you think you know of a detail that I'm yet to cover, then the best places to let me know are in the comments section or on my social media accounts. The links, as always, are in the description. Oh, and if you do go on to enjoy this video, then leaving a like, subscribing, or turning notifications on is really appreciated. Anyway, without further delay, let's get started. So first up, let's pay another visit to the crime-filled streets of Gotham City. Now recently, I spoke of my anticipation for Gotham Knights, and then it was delayed. So from now on, I'm not going to get excited about anything. That way, I can't be disappointed. Anyway, on a much brighter note, I decided to play through Batman Arkham Knight again. And that's where I found this hilarious conversation.
Look, Batman! Let's keep away from the door. Why? You can't get through there, it's solid iron. Hi, Batman. I'm sure you'd love to burst in here, use your fancy kung fu stuff on us, and then wreck our radar console. But, well, you're not on the list, so you're not coming in. Don't provoke him! It'll put your fingers through the bars! Yeah, looks different up close. Bigger. Kinda mean. And strong. You, think I pissed him off? I don't know. Maybe. Ask him. Batman? You know I was joking, right? About the whole list thing? I mean, we really can't let you in here, but, you know, we're just doing our job. You're just doing your, hobby. So, no hard feelings, yeah?
Going? Looks like he's going. Bye, Batman. What the hell are you doing? You don't go with the Batman. Oh, hey, Batman. I bet you'd love to come in here and beat the crap out of us. Yeah, he would. And you just gave him another reason to do it. That's cool. We had an understanding. You don't need to worry about him anymore.
So I know that Arkham Knight is full of conversations like this, and if you know of any more, then please let me know. Now recently I made a video covering 20 hidden details in Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War. And as luck would have it, that video released just before I had a chance to try out the Ice Drake assault rifle. Now I'd say my skills on Cold War are average, so my opinion on any gun in this game should be taken with a whole heap of salt. But I personally found the Ice Drake to be kinda bad. The iron sights are just too in the way, meaning that you spend most of your time trying to find your target instead of actually shooting them. Now I may not rate the Ice Drake's usability, but it does do something cool. Do you remember the ICB rifle we covered a few episodes back? Well, when inspected, that gun would attempt to take off. It was pretty cool, but I'd say the Ice Drake is a little cooler. So the Ice Drake will actually leave your hands and float in front of you. If you want a gun that looks really cool, but is actually pretty bad when it comes to actual shooting, then this is the gun for you. Now I've spoken before about how underappreciated Grand Theft Auto 4 is on this channel. I've covered all manner of details in GTA 5, but GTA 4 is often overlooked, and that really shouldn't be the case. As for a game that is now 13 years old, GTA 4 has some pretty impressive details hidden away. Now our first Grand Theft Auto 4 detail actually involves one of the most important parts of any GTA game: stealing cars. Sometimes when carrying out the daily tasks of a criminal, you may be forced to improvise when it comes to your travel arrangements. Now of course, stealing a parked car is probably easier, but if you have no choice, you may need to borrow someone else's vehicle. Well, here is how you steal a car from a woman in GTA 4.
Give me that!
You can't do this to me! Son of a bitch!
And here is how you steal a car from a man.
Oh yeah, stay cool, man. You're getting carjacked.
What do you want? I'm not insured!
so your character will be notably more aggressive when carjacking a male driver. The next detail can't actually be seen, instead it's heard. If you drive past a cell tower whilst the radio is playing, you can hear this.
By throwing people's investments down a street sewer drain into the muck below.
We've had it with getting picked on. You want to see your investments disappear? Watch this.
So the cell tower will actually interfere with the car's radio. It's a really impressive detail for a game that released in 2008. Now, regular viewers of this series will know that I love hidden dialogue in games, and today's example comes from the game that just keeps surprising me. At this point, I cannot believe that GTA 5 still has things that I haven't seen, but yet again, here we are. At the beginning of the Mr. Phillips mission, you see Trevor killing Johnny Klebitz, the leader of the Lost motorcycle gang, in a typically brutal Trevor fashion. After Johnny's untimely demise, his girlfriend Ashley will understandably be upset and begin crying over Johnny's lifeless body. Well, when leaving to find the rest of the gang, Wade will say this.
Does this mean I don't have to come see the bikers?
We're in a hurry, but not that much of a hurry.
But if we bury Johnny in the desert and then quiet down that bitch Ashley you was in, then they don't need to find out about it.
So Wade suggests that you bury Johnny in the desert and quiet Ashley down. However, if you kill Ashley before you leave, which can be achieved with explosives or by running her over, Wade will say this instead.
Does this mean I don't have to come see the bikers?
We're in a hurry, but not that much of a hurry.
Well, you just get in that bitch Ashley you was in, so if we bury Johnny in the desert, then they don't need to find out about it.
So Wade's dialogue will slightly change to reflect the fact that Ashley is now dead. It's a really cool detail. Up next is a game that I honestly never expected to feature in this series. Donut County is a game where you play as a giant hole that tries to swallow everything around it. I'm sure there's a your mum joke in there somewhere, but I'll leave it. Anyway, each item that you devour gets its own entry into the Trashopedia, which is basically an encyclopedia, but for trash, with each item getting a small but funny description. Well, if you head further into the Trashopedia, it seems that whoever was in charge of writing the item descriptions had had enough. So in episode 29 of this series, we covered a couple of secret interactions from LEGO Star Wars: The Complete Saga. I also asked if any of you knew of any more of these secret interactions in the other LEGO games, and a huge number of you pointed to LEGO Indiana Jones. When Indy is accompanied by any of his love interests from the Indiana Jones movies, if you throw your whip at them, this will happen. So believe it or not, this was probably the hardest detail to record. You have to be facing the other character in a very particular way for this to work, and despite knowing that, it still took me a few tries to get it right. So the final detail for today's video is from the excellent Max Payne 3. Releasing in 2012, Max Payne 3 is another game developed by the geniuses at Rockstar Games. Seeing you take on the role of grizzled ex-cop Max Payne 3 ditches the dreary streets of New York and instead lets you loose on the favelas of Brazil. Unfortunately, with Rockstar seemingly content with making buckets of cash from GTA Online, the chances of a new Max Payne game are pretty slim, but at this point, I'd probably take a remake. That's how desperate I am for more Max Payne. Now, the detail from Max Payne 3 that caught my eye can be found in Chapter 4. As the level begins, Max is shot, leaving his shirt a bloody mess. You may also notice the slight sweat patch near Max's shoulders. Well, further into the level, that same sweat patch has gotten larger as the pressure begins to mount. After another intense gunfight, the sweat stain is now much bigger, covering the middle of Max's shirt. Finally, near the very end of the level, Max's shirt is almost completely drenched in sweat. The chances are that you are probably too busy shooting the countless bad guys in this level to notice Max's sweaty shirt, but it's still a really cool detail. So that's it. As mentioned, if you know of any Easter eggs, secrets or details that I'm yet to cover, then the best places to let me know are in the comments section or on my social media accounts, the links to which are in the description. Remember, if you are a fan of Easter eggs, secrets and tiny details in games, then perhaps consider subscribing, as that's what this channel is all about. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll speak to you all soon.